I made over $8,000 just from my money sitting inside of my high yield savings account doing absolutely nothing. $10,000 in a high yield savings account at 4.5% APY equals $450 for the year. The same amount sitting inside of a traditional account earns you maybe $10 for the entire year. For some of you all who are still in debt, that's a car payment, that's groceries, that's your entire Netflix for the year and Spotify and gym membership paid for by your money just sitting there. You see, my compound interest dating fund now generates over $400 per month because my money is funding my social life.
In this conversation, you'll hear why traditional banks are failing you.
I would never put my hard-earned money inside of a savings account that does not have. They say by 2054, African Americans will have 0 to negative net worth. In simplest terms, pretty much they're saying that we will be in the red. I've dedicated the last 15 years of my life to help African Americans, and not just African Americans, but everyone, and get out of the red and get into the black. We're building a community of individuals who want to get out of debt, who want to build wealth, and get into the black. We are almost at 1 million community members who are aligning with that vision, with that mission. But oftentimes I get messages saying, man, I'm in the community, but then you're not subscribed. One of the simplest things and a free thing that you can do to help keep Neatness Network and the table going is simply hitting that subscribe button. We are almost at 1 million subscribers. At the time of recording this, we're at 980,000, it's 20,000 more. And man, I'm simply and super excited that you, if you have subscribed, thank you for being a part of this community. There's a lot of great things going, but if you haven't, can you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community of people that by 2054, they don't want to be a part of that stat. They want to be amongst the individuals who are consumer debt-free, building wealth, passing down legacy, and enjoying their life. Do me a favor before we get into today's show, hit that subscribe button and share today's show. Hey, thank you. Let's get to it. What's going on, fam? Man, listen, last year, I told you all, I honestly stopped spending money on dating. Not that I actually went out on a lot of dates last year, but I stopped exchanging my time to earn money that then I use for dating. How is that even possible, Anthony? Well, my high yield savings account honestly just paid for my quick little vacation getaway. I didn't go and do like my normal 2 to 3 weeks out of the country this past summer, but my high yield savings account, the compound interest from that account just paid for it. You see, while most people earned pennies at their traditional banks, I made over $8,000 just from my money sitting inside of my high yield savings account doing absolutely nothing but just sitting there. So today I want to update my video from 2024 that went super viral of the 5 best high yield savings accounts in 2025 that I need you all to open one today. Now listen, before you start clicking on the links to see it, listen, I need you to listen to me because some things have changed. Rates have changed. And honestly, some banks that I suggested last year have disappointed me. And I found some new winners that are crushing it right now that I've honestly moved my money into, right? So listen, welcome back to today's show. I'm really excited because as you all are diving in, don't forget that we are on a journey to getting into the black. Getting into the black simply means we're getting out of the red. Out of the red, out of the negative, out of debt, and building wealth. And one of the best ways to do that is to let our money and to help our money work best for us. We are almost at 1 million subscribers at the time of recording this. Thousands of you opened accounts last year after my last video and have been thanking me in the comment sections for the free money you have been receiving and making. But here is the thing. The game has changed. Interest rates have completely shifted. Some banks have let us down, I'm gonna be honest with you, and others surprised me in the best way possible. So if you're loving this updated content, I need you to do me a favor. Smash that subscribe button, join this community too, share this video with your family and friends, and watch this. Even young people, with me being a professor at HBCU, I had a conversation with my class actually just a couple of weeks ago on the differences between a high yield savings account and a traditional savings account. And just a conversation, man, these young people are like, wait, how come I didn't know about this? I have my money sitting inside of a traditional large bank account. And I had them literally open up their apps, open up their accounts and tell me how much money are they receiving. And they saw how they were receiving like 0.3%, 0.4%, when you could be receiving the interest rates that we are going to be going over. So listen, hit that subscribe button, join this community, share this video, and do me a favor. How do we get this out and help people make more money? It's by hitting that thumbs up as well. So that way we can trigger the algorithm on YouTube and get this video out there. But before I give you my top 5 banks for 2025, let me give you 3 reasons why you need to open a high yield savings account today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Oh, not when I have a lot of money. No. I need you to open one of these up today. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you a link to where we're not going to give you one high yield savings account, but we're going to give you the 3 to 5 best high yield savings accounts within your particular area, right? That I feel as if that is good for you. But here's the very first reason why you need it: inflation protection. Well, check this out. With inflation still affecting everything from groceries to gas, your money needs to work harder than ever before. And a high yield savings account helps your money keep up with rising costs. Listen, if you're not doing 2 things with your money, investing it and putting it inside of a high yield savings account, as a Christian, I really do believe you're not being a good steward of the resources God has given you. Because we are called to multiply, right? And I believe a part of that is with our money. So if we are using our gifts and talents and our skills to make $50,000 a year and we are able to save $6,000 of that, well, shouldn't we put that into an account, an investment account and or savings account that will help us turn that $6,000 possibly into $6,500? If we were not investing and if we're not putting our money inside of a high yield savings account, inflation is eating your dollar. It is eating your money, which leads me to number 2. The rate opportunity is still incredible. While rates have dropped from their peak of 5.5% to even sometimes 6%, depending on how much money you had in your account, you can still earn 4 to 5% or higher versus the pathetic 0.01% or 0.3% at big banks. And I'm not going to name them because I believe I was also teaching this within my class that big banks, community banks, and online banks all have their particular roles. So in the past, I used to knock these big banks, but I do believe a big traditional bank has an important role. But I also do believe that a community bank has a specific role and an online bank has a specific role. And I honestly have all 3. I have a traditional bank. I bank with Truist. Then I have a community bank, Navy Fed. Then I have an online bank, I have 2 online banks actually for high yield savings, and they've made the list today. Which leads me to number 3, which is the last reason why I need you to open up an account today. Economic uncertainty. Having liquid, high earning emergency funds is more important than ever today. You need money that you can access quickly. That's also making you money. What's going on, family? I want to thank my friends over at Dobbly for sponsoring today's show. You see, with rising rent, inflation, and high interest rates, your credit score matters more than ever. Whether you are trying to buy a home or just qualify for an apartment, it all starts, honestly, with having good credit. You see, this is where my friends at Dobbly AI comes in. Watch this. It's a 100% free app that helps you build, fix, monitor, and even protect your credit with no confusion and no stress. Just smart AI-powered support that works 100% consumer debt-free. Davli AI helps you build credit fast, helps you fix errors quickly, and stay protected with weekly updates, real-time alerts, and here's the best part about it, a $1 million ID theft insurance policy. Here's what I love about Davli. On average, users are seeing about 34 points go up when it comes to their credit report. No credit card required, and premium members average an 82-point boost on their credit score. The better your score, the more you save, and the more you get approved. Listen, I need you to go check out my friends over at anthonyo'neill.com/Davli. Again, that is anthonyo'neill.com, DOVLY. If you're tired of hearing no because of your credit scores, it's time to take control with my friends. Go check them out right now, and let's get back to today's show. One of my students came up to me after class and was like, man, I've been watching, he said he and his girlfriend, which, man, I just love, just a side note, I love being an HBCU professor because I'm turning a subject, Consumer Economics and Financial Literacy 101, something that I believe that older professors, not knocking on them, have turned into a boring lecture to a current, modern, relatable class for young people. And I mean, man, they show up to class, they're dialed in on class, and they're remembering, even to the point to where I'm starting to get emails from parents asking if they can come sit in the class. But one of my kids came up to me and was like, hey man, me and my girlfriend want to move, and when they graduate, and I told her about your class, and she just graduated last year from VCU. He's at Virginia Union University, and he's graduating next year. And so he told her about the class, and he was like, he was like, man, one, can my girlfriend come sit in the class? Two, we opened up a high yield savings account, and we're putting money into this account because we understand that if we want to move, we're going to need money inside of we're going to need money to move. And they're going to move in together. And, you know, I gave them my Christian perspective about, you know, moving in together and things to consider. But to hear them say, man, we opened up a high yield savings account and we're putting in, watch this. These are she's 23, he's 22. We're putting in $500 a month inside this high yield savings. It just blessed my life because they understand the importance of having that. And so what I want to do is I want to break down the math for you real quick. Basic math. And Ed, put this up on the screen. $10,000 in a high yield savings account at 4.5% APY, right, equals $450 for the year. So that's going to be an extra $37.50 per month that you get for your money just sitting in the account. Anthony, $450 and $37.50 is not a lot of money. Absolutely, it's not a money. But check this out. The same amount sitting inside of a traditional account, right? That same amount earns you maybe $10 for the entire year. That's not even a full dollar for the entire month. So are you really going to turn down an extra $450 for your money just sitting in the account? Because that's a $440 difference. Watch this. For some of you all who are still in debt, that's a car payment. That's groceries. That's your entire Netflix for the year and Spotify and gym membership paid for by your money just sitting there. You did not have to exchange time, watch this, for that money. You just had to let your money sit there and allow your money to make it grow. Now, let me be transparent with you from the very, very beginning of the show. I currently have well over 6 figures spread across multiple high yield savings accounts. Last year alone, my accounts earned me over $8,000. $8,000. $8,000. And remember my dating fund strategy? You see, my compound interest dating fund now generates over $400 per month. And I'm not even joking. I haven't spent my own money, I would say earned income on dating in over a year because my money is funding my social life. Here's how I have refined my approach. So what I do now is I now diversify across 2 or 3 different banks, online banks, for maximum FDIC coverage and protect against any single bank dropping their interest rates dramatically. So the list that I'm about to give you right now, you can go to anthonyoneal.com/savings to see these banks, to check them out. All of them are FDIC insured. I would never put my hard-earned money inside of a savings account that does not have FDIC insurance. And that is extremely important. But here's what I love, and here's what I want to get to and land, I would say, before I give you the top 5 banks. We have to start, how do I say this? Strategy is the key thing. It's not luck. It's not, you know, let me bust my butt. Can I speak to my African-American brothers and sisters? And this may apply to some of my Caucasians and brothers and sisters, but can I speak to my African-American brothers and sisters? We know how to bust our rear ends. We know how to get up and work hard. We know how to work 2 to 3 jobs. I was just talking to a family member who's going through, you know, a bad situation right now. And one of the things this particular family member said, like, hey, if I got to, I'll get me another job. Like, we are so good at getting another job and working harder at the cost of our health. How come we just can't step back, learn, and come up with a strategy that, watch this, that can execute the same thing that another job can? Another job can. I'm tired of working hard. I'm tired of my health being overlooked because I got to work 2 or 3 jobs. Aren't you tired? Oh my God, I'm feeling something in here today, boy, and I don't know why I'm feeling it. But aren't you tired of not being able to be the best mother, not being able to be the best father? Let me go deeper, because oftentimes we put kids above our spouses, when technically it should be your spouse above your kids. I'm not a relationship expert, but here's what I've learned. Aren't you tired of being a lazy, non-present husband, wife? Because we got to go work to just provide. We got to go work just to live. We got to go work just to pay off the crap and the stupid stuff that we did. No, this high yield savings account is not going to make you rich, but it is a part of the strategy that will help build you wealth. So I do not need you to slack on this. Ah, man, I got my money sitting inside a high yield savings. I got my money sitting inside of an account right now. It's giving me point. No. Watch this. I need you to look at this and compare apples to apples. Is this account giving you the best bang for your buck? And I want to get into it right now and get up out of here so you all can go open up an account. Listen, these top 5 accounts I'm about to give you, I'm going to give you some information that's not going to be on the website. But all you got to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/savings and choose the best one that resonates and that aligns with you. All right. So let me give you my top 5 high yield savings account for 2025. Every single one of these are FDIC insured, no monthly fees, and no minimum balances are required. I'm gonna say it one more time. You can choose one of these, and every single one of these are FDIC insured, has no monthly fees, no minimum balance required. And my number one option, I'm gonna tell you right now, is gonna be SoFi Bank. Here's why. It's not solely just because they give a 4.60 APY, right? But SoFi is still that one for me, because this is one that I personally use. And here's why I love them. You get a 4.60 APY. This is your annual percentage yield. And when you set up direct deposit with their checking account, You're going to get an extra $300 deposit inside your account. You'll get paid 2 days early. So if you get a check on Friday, you'll get your check on Wednesday. No later than Thursday. No account fees. Absolutely no overdraft fees. And no minimum balances to open. But if you're going to get that extra $300, go towards your savings, your emergency fund, you do have to have a direct deposit of some sort going inside of that, and you got to open up a checking account. It doesn't cost you anything. Here's why I also love SoFi. And this is why they have the most of my money, is because you get access to additional FDIC insurance for up to $2 million through their network of participating banks. But here's what really sets them apart. It's their automatic savings feature. You can set up vaults for different goals. Use Roundup on purchases and organize your money like an absolute pro. This is 100%, in my personal opinion, mobile banking made super easy. And let's say you're saving for a house, you're saving like the young kids, they want to move, or we know this, watch this. Christmas comes every single year, birthdays come every single year, summer vacation comes every single year at the exact same time. You can set up different saving buckets inside of SoFi, and you can automatically deposit money into that account. Say, you know what? Well, let's say, for an example, let's say you got 5 accounts and you got $500 coming into that account. You can say, hey, when this money comes in, put $100 into this one, put $100 into that one, put $100 into this one, et cetera, et cetera. So that way it automatically is saving for birthdays, for vacations, for summer.
Your money is sitting in a regular savings, making pennies while inflation is eating lunch. Wow. That emergency fund, that vacation money you've been stashing away, it should be working for you, not just sitting there. Here's the thing. Interest rates change every single month, and most people have no clue they're missing out on some serious money. Every single day, we update our list of high yield savings accounts that are the best so that your money makes more money while you're working, while you're sleeping. We're talking about turning your savings into a wealth building machine. Don't let your hard-earned dollars stay lazy. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/savings right now and see which high yield savings account will put the most money back in your pocket today. Listen, go to anthonyoneal.com/savings, choose an account, put your money in there, and I promise you, your future will say thank you. Giving us some more money.
Here's number two bank that I highly suggest to people. Again, you got to listen to these banks and then determine which bank best aligns with you and your goals and what you're trying to do. Barclays tiered savings. Now they're going to give you 4% to 4.2%. 4% APY on balances up to $250,000. And then if you put $250,000 or more inside of the account, they're going to give you 4.2%. Absolutely no monthly fees. Now, this bank was established in the UK, but it has a US presence. Let me get this Gatorade. I need a little bit of sugar. I need just a little bit of sugar. What I love about Barclays is their consistency. Watch this. While other banks have been dropping rates left and right, Barclays honestly has stayed stable. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because when I first got in with SoFi, for an example, they were at a little over 5%. Now they're down to 4.6. Barclays has been able to stay consistent. And I have a lot of my community members already with them, and their customer service is excellent out here. And here's what I love that I gotta respect about Barclays is that they're not chasing new customers with teaser interest rates that disappear within 30 to 45 days. Because there are some banks that, oh, we're gonna get you in it. We're gonna offer you a 5.5%. And then you get that 5.5%. And then 30 days, 60 days later, it goes down to 3.2%. So the accounts that I'm giving you today, for the most part, these accounts are not dropping tremendously. They're going to stay right around for a year about what they offer you. I told you, SoFi was right about 5%, but they're offering 4.6%. So I was like, okay, I can't move for that, especially with everything else that they're actually offering for me, right? But there's a bank that is offering more than 4.6 and 4.2%, which leads me to number 3. Now, this one is my surprise winner. Bread Savings. They're offering 4.65%. This was not on my radar last year, but they're crushing it right now. With a 4.65%, one of the highest interest rates available, with no minimum balances, with no monthly fees, and their FDIC insured up to $250,000. Oh my gosh. I can't say nothing about it. Now, they're not offering you $300 for an interest rate. If you're one of those persons to where you can pocket your money, be mature, and just stack your money, this could be a great option for you. I'm still a SoFi fan. Hey, yo, this one right here is a sleeper. Let me give you the last 2. Number 4 is going to be Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Now, they're offering a 4.5% APY. This is a reliable choice. Now, Goldman Sachs backing gives extra confidence. Again, they have no minimum fees, no minimum balances, no fees, and easy transfers. Now, that's important. That's super important. But that's why I'm always like, hey, if one of the key things when it comes to a high yield savings is that if you're going to get a high yield savings online, I want you to attach it to a checking account with a Visa card. That's one thing I do like about SoFi, right? Is that what and again, I like being honest with people. I have an account that has 6 figures in it, and I wanted to transfer some money from it. They were offering a 6% interest rate, and I was like, yo, let me get that money. So I moved about $150,000 over to that account. And I wanted to take out $25,000 for something for the studio, and 48 hours to get that transferred. And I was like, wait, what? 48 hours? Now, if I would have had that, let's say, for an example, inside of my SoFi account, I could have just moved that to the checking account. Checking account is attached to your debit card. Now you have it for an emergency. Hear me clearly, y'all. An emergency fund is not an emergency fund if it's not liquid, if I can't get access to it at the time of the emergency. So make sure that when you are opening up these accounts that you can attach it to a checking account that will then give you a Visa or a MasterCard debit card, so that way you can use that money instantly. It does you no justice if you cannot access your emergency fund quickly, period. So I kept that money in that account because it still is giving me a high yield, right? It still is. I just know that's not really my emergency fund. That's just money sitting there. And if I have something come up and I could do it within 72 hours, then I'll go to that account. But right now, my emergency liquid account is my SoFi, which leads me to the very last one, which this bank has been around for a while. They are a competitor in this space. They're very known for financing cars, and this Ally Bank. They're going to give you 4.25% APY. They are the veterans in this game, still solid after all these years. Now, why does it stay? I mean, let's be honest. Great mobile app, 24/7 customer service, multiple savings goals you can have. And here's what it's best for. People who want full service online banking. All right, full service online banking. So I gave you these 5 accounts. Now listen, you can go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. You can click on that link. 3 to 5 of these accounts will be up there. Go and click on it and see what best aligns with your goals, your family goals, and your dreams. I told you the banks that I personally use, but one of the things I am learning is I want to give you all options. I want to give you options, not just give you one. This is mine. No. I'm going to give you options so you can choose. So I partnered with this website builder to where we gave you options, and watch this. We update it every single week. So open up one today. But my suggestion is at least every 6 months, come back and check out that link and see, okay, who's offering a better interest rate. If you don't do it every 6 months, do it every year. because I'm doing it at least I watch it every week because of who I am. But I probably move one of my high yield savings into the highest high yield at least once a year. Because I told you, man, my strategy is, how do I position my money to make more money? So what changed from my video last year? The rate environment peaked at 5.5%. But that stabilized right around 4 to 5%. That's still incredible compared to traditional banks. Now, some banks did disappoint me big time. Remember last year, I talked about Wealthfront. Just like how I predicted, they dropped from 5% down to 3%. They're not even a competitor this year. That's why I always tell you to focus on stability, not just the highest rate. New players like Bread Savings entered the game strong and have maintained competitive rates. I've been watching them for like the last 6 months. That's why they made this particular show. So what's my biggest strategy shift? The key word there again is strategy. We have to stop working hard. We gotta start being strategists when it comes to our money. I now diversify across multiple banks instead of putting all of my money into one place. This gives me the maximum FDIC insurance coverage and protects me if any single bank decides to slash their rates or, let's just say, cut down. So, as I end today's show, here are my top strategy tips for 2025. First, don't chase rates, all right? A bank offering 6% today might drop that thing to 3 to 2% tomorrow. Stability and reputation matter more than 1/10% of difference. Second, diversify your income. I spread my high yield savings, let me say it again. I spread my emergency funds across 2 or 3 banks for maximum coverage. When I say coverage, I'm talking about FDIC insurance. And also, watch this, out of those 3 banks, 2 of them will at least have a Visa debit card. One of them may not have it, and that one may be the highest interest rate. But again, I stand by this. It's not an emergency fund if I can't access it quickly at the time of my emergency. Third, I'll automate everything. Even at this season of my life, man, I mean, and I'm actually teach this. Within my budget, I actually have a miscellaneous line item, right? To where every single month when I sit down, I look at my budget, I see what I have planned personally for me the next month. But here's the truth. I don't know. Something may come up, an opportunity may come up. I don't know, right? So I have a miscellaneous item of a certain amount on my budget every single month. Let's say an emergency happened, right? And prime example, one of my cars, I needed to add 2 quarts of oil inside of it. Well, I wasn't expecting that, right? I don't have that in my line item. Some of you all, you may have to go to your emergency fund for that. But for me, I just took it out of my miscellaneous line item. And I am going to do a video on breaking down, like I literally spend every single dollar on paper before the month begins, still to this day. One of my billionaire friends, he really convicted me on that. He said, bro, every single month, I write down every single dime. 1, his business is due, and then 2, his personal for he and his family. This is how much money I give to my wife. This is how much money my kids require for school. This is how much money we're spending on bills. I spend it every single month on paper. I don't leave nothing. I know where my money is going. And if a billionaire can do that, I'm like, yo, I don't make billions. What I make in a year, he does in a week. So if he can do that, so can I. So what am I saying? Before I even touch, sometimes, well, I haven't really had to touch my emergency fund in a while. I go to my miscellaneous item. I give myself a buffer to protect me from my emergency fund. But every single month, I still automatically put money inside my emergency fund. I'm not putting in as much, but I am doing it. Now, Some of you are probably asking, Anthony, what's that account you were talking about that gives you like 5 to 6%? Well, I'm gonna give you the bonus. All right, I'm gonna give you the bonus. This is not gonna be on the list because I only want you to do this one if you got more than $250,000 to put inside an account. I like this because I like it because it's accessible and it's going to give me the same kind of return that a CD gives me. A CD is a certificate deposit, but a CD, you got to wait for it sometimes to mature before you can pull from it. Well, if I can get 5 to 6% and I can access it immediately, I'd rather do that. And that's my friends over there at Bank Purely. They offer 5.05% APY, but you do need $25,000 minimum to put into it. But I recommend if you got $25,000 only or less than 25,000 or 50,000. Well, put it like this. If you don't have no more than 6 figures, don't even come to this account. But if you got 6 figures to put into this account, I like Bank Purely, but Bank Purely is the one I'm telling you about. They do not have a checking account, and it's going to take 48 to 72 hours to get your funds transferred. And then watch this, you can only transfer $20,000 at a time. So if you have a big emergency and you need 50,000, you got to transfer 20,000 today, 20,000 the next day, and then $10,000 on that third day. It's not the most convenient to get the money out. Watch this. And I love Bank Purely, and they're not paying me at all for this, right? But it's like, it's easy to give them our money, but it's hard to get it back. But in return for us giving them our money, they are offering a high interest rate. And I say this is perfect for if you're saving for a house down payment, or you built up a substantial emergency fund like myself, and you just want to get the best bang for your buck, and you're in a position to where you know you really will not need that money anytime soon. I actually suggested this to one of my good friends. He and his wife are saving up to build their dream home. And it's like, man, we're probably going to do this for probably like 2 years. I said, well, yeah, just go ahead and put it into Bank Purely, man. They're going to give you right at about 6% because they're going to put in close to about 250,000. And I said, bro, just let it sit there and just keep putting money into it when you're saving up for your house. You get that quick little 6% because they do pay you more once you get above a certain kind of money. And I'm like, don't lock it up. All right. And plus they do offer, right, up to $2 million worth of FDIC insurance. All right. So they're a solid bank. All right. So listen, I need you to go to anthonyneo.com/savings. Check out one of these accounts. Share this video, y'all. Listen, do not allow your money to sit inside an account and it's not giving you high yield. This is not a sin. I want to be clear. This is not God saying, oh my God, you're going to hell. No, no, no. I do believe though, there is a part of me as a Christian that says if I'm not saving my money and getting the best bang for my buck when it comes to interest, and if I'm not investing my money to where my money can multiply, I am being a poor steward of my income. Watch this. I'm sorry, God. I am being a poor steward over the income God has given me to manage. Because if God has given me the wisdom and the knowledge to make better decisions, and I decide to not make the best decision with his income, I am being a poor steward of his income. If I'm being a poor steward of his income, why should he even trust me with more? I'm not a prosperity preacher, teacher. I don't believe in, oh my God, God's going to bless me with more. But I will definitely say this. I will definitely say this. Some of us are broke because we just won't listen to what God has put right in front of us. Pick one of these banks. Open up an account today. Don't overthink it. Even if you start with just $100, you'll immediately start earning more than you would at any other big bank. All these banks are linked in the description below with their current rates today. And this, if you're watching this after we've put it up 3 months later, we update it every single week. All right? Every single week. Set up the automatic transfers, even if it's just $50 per paycheck. I was just talking to Ed, our show producer, and man, I was walking through some things with him and his girl, and Ed has some money automatically transferring into the account for what he learned from working with me. I said, Ed, that's brilliant. It's brilliant. He got money just stacking up over there. He even forgot that he put it going into one account. I said, that's good. That's good. Now that's what's going to happen. Like, you're going to forget that you got money going into this account, money going into that account. But when you need it, watch this. You'll remember it. God will bring it back to your memory. Like, yo, you got $10,000 sitting over there. You've been saving it for like the last 2-3 years. That's good stewardship. Yo, it's your boy, Anthony O'Neill. God bless y'all. We'll see you in the next show. Peace out.